Hey everyone, not the best place to go live on a YouTube video is crossing the road. Just that's some free advice. So I wanted to talk about creating or curating the perfect lifestyle life. And I called this 2.0 because it's from my experience. I think there's a better, faster way to do this with less speed bumps. The reason why I'm saying this, I wanted to share this out because I think this is, from my experience, what I've done. And I have a really good life. I'm really happy and peaceful. I'm not saying that to blow my horn or anything, or like I'm not on a high and then next week I'm gonna not be doing videos because I'm in bed depressed. Like, this is just constant. This is what I do for a living. I've spent the last 25 years getting to this point, so I can maybe share some of my experiences to you as someone who's your own authority that can question this and maybe see if it's useful. So this video was sort of the reason why I wanted to do this video is because yesterday I did a tweet that went viral. The tweet is one where I'm diving off the side of a rock into the sea, and I said I used to spend my Friday mornings stuck on the M25, and now I get to spend them in light sun and with my family. And I put life optimization, Bitcoin and meditation as the hashtags, and it blew up, and a lot of people, especially Bitcoiners, were like, whoa, this is amazing, really sort of like this life goals. I want to be there, give me inspiration. I want to get to this point in my life where I can do that. So and just to quickly clarify, my life is set up. I'm not mega rich. I don't have a yacht or a Lambo, don't have a Rolex, don't want them, but I have a lot of free time. I set my hours, I work for myself. I have a job that I do if I wasn't even paid, and I have a wonderful family, and I really love being with my kids and my wife. And I work online so we can go anywhere, and I chose to live in Madeira because it's close in Europe. Well, it's in Europe, so it's close to my parents, my wife's parents, because they're getting older. But it has it's 32 latitude, so it has amazing all-round sun. It's very magnetic soil, very fertile, has great food, it has the sea, good air. So good water, lots of water. So, I think I'm rich in that term, and I've spent 25 years curating my internal environment, and that's what I kind of think I'm a specialist in, is helping people find out where their patterns and helping them to see their own puzzles so they can move forward in their life. Hey, hi Rob, I still have your vids. I think that was it. Still have your vids. So that's where I'm an expert in. Why? Because I was in so much pain myself that I wanted to fix myself. So I spent 25 years doing that, and I'm talking about all day, every day. And now I've done that, and I feel really good. It's never there's no end of the journey. It's a kind of a balancing, but you get to understand more and more about that you're not your mind. You understand about situations, you're much calmer and happier in general. So coming back to the tweet, so I posted that, and what was interesting, I got quite a few people who were bitter and and like haters, and so really they're self-haters. So, and there was one person that projected his own stuff onto me, but that's normal. But one tweet really caught my attention. It said winning, and there was another person that said life goal, like I'm winning, and that's not. There's no winning. It's just, and that's what made me think about, like, there's a lot of gurus who kind of show how much they're winning at life with external things, and I was like, no, like, the more you try and win, the more you're going to lose. It's not a thing you control. And so this brings me back to my point about, like creating your reality, or curating the perfect environment. It's all an internal game. Now, many years ago I did a video where I created my environment by drawing it out, and so I drew, and I did a video on it. I drew that I flew around the world, and I was a strength and conditioning specialist consultant, and that I lived, and there were palm trees, and there was a stadium right on the beach, and there was a gym inside the stadium, and then I found that drawing many years later, and it was where I was in Barcelona. It was, I lived 100 meters from a stadium that was on the beach, and it had a gym inside that I was a member of, and it had palm trees, and like, if you saw the drawing, it's exactly where I was. And so, that's amazing. And I've done things like that recently, like not recently, but since then, where I've really focused on creating my reality, and I managed to create it. But the thing about it, it's a trap. And this is what I wanted to talk about with 2.0. When you're drawing your, what you want, your perfect, your life goals, you're setting your goals and your priorities and what you want, you've got to really look at why you want those things. So if you're wanting to earn loads of money, hey Rob, how are you doing? Who's that? I haven't got my glasses on. I'm good. I couldn't. It's bringing them up like really tiny writing, but I'm good. Thanks for asking. I'll look afterwards and see who that was. Thanks for messaging. And I've seen that if you create it based on your desires, like let's say you want to earn loads of money or have a massive house and stuff. You've got to look at why you want that. Like, if it's to be happy, let's just say it's to be happy, then you're trying not to be sad. If it's because you're trying to win at life, then you're going to lose, because what you're doing is you're trying to create with your mind. So let's say there are rules to the game. When you create anything with your mind, which is desires, your desires and wanting and your ambitions and your, to be recognized, let's say, and achievements, anything that's created with that, you will create the opposite. Anything that you try to get away from, you energize. It's the duality of the mind. It's inevitable. I've seen this in athletes, to billionaires, to you name it. I've worked poker players, you name it, I work with them. It's all the same. It's inevitable. I can work with the smartest person in the world. It's inevitable. I can see the patterns because they're playing this game. It's simple. It's like jiu-jitsu. Like, you give me that arm, I'm going to go the other way and take. It's kind of rules. There are these rules in this energetic universe. So I'm not saying that because I'm better than you. You can see it yourself. Just look. Start to observe, why do you want something? And here's key, right? So what to do about that? So let's say you want to be free. That's a big one for most people. So they want to be free. So these people are like, I want to be free from my job. I want to be free from my boss. I want to live on an island and have loads of money, so I'm free. So you want to be free, but free from what? Whatever you're trying to be free from is imprisoning you, and it will continue to imprison you because you're trying to move away from it. You give it energy. It's just inevitable. That's just whatever you run away from, you energize. So if you want to be free, you need to start. It's an internal job, right? So start to watch the behavior when you're thinking in your head, okay, so maybe you write all these things down. Look for the why. Why do I want this? And observe it really closely. And then let's say with free, you say, well, I don't like to be controlled. by others. Well, that behavior is controlling you. You have to start to see it. So when I'm asking you, if you want to, this is what I did, is I observe very closely why I want something. And then I observe that behavior of, say, trying to get away from being imprisoned or limited by others or dependent on others or being controlled by others, because that'll leave us helpless. And that helpless, especially for men, don't like that, and women as well, but men don't like being helpless. Guess what? So they're going to try and everything. So I work with some billionaires who have this, and guess what? They're helpless. The helplessness grows with the legacy that they build. They're like, I want to build a legacy. Well, that's ego, but I want to be free. But then they get trapped by everything they're creating. They become more and more helpless, and then they get addicted to stuff, and then they're helpless to that. So to free yourself from that, you have to observe. No comment, no actioning. So do you see what I'm asking? What I'm asking you to do is to design this perfect life, and then kill it. Design this perfect life, and then look for why until you're completely neutral to designing the life. And like, maybe some of you watching this will go, fuck that. I want that. Well, there's the trap, and you can go and experience it, but I've experienced that, and I've experienced it to, like, I see it in many other people, but I've experienced it myself. So what I do now is, like, I'm writing a book at the moment. I just got a publishing deal, which I'm proud of, and I've been looking at why am I writing the book, and I know that there's recognition, accomplishing, achievement, pride, people are gonna, recognize me, and and then I'll be important, and I'm killing that, and that's not a reason to write a book. I want to write the book because I want to write it. Yeah, I can't read the name. It keeps popping up. Thanks for the message. So you have to kill the ambition and kill all of that. That is just imprisoning. And so what I do is I clear all of that. I observe it, and in observing it, it dissolves it until I'm just there with no thought, no ambition, nothing. And then I write. I write because I like it. For me, I enjoy it. It might be I enjoy gardening, or I might enjoy cleaning, or I might enjoy writing, but it's not for a purpose. There's no purpose, there's no goal. I just do it because I enjoy it. And then life opens up. This is effortless non-doing. The Taoists would call this Wu Wei. And so, finishing off here, because I could talk about this for a long time, is if you want to curate your life, you have to uncurate it to curate it. If you want that perfect life, you have to write it out or see what it is, and then kill that dream. Just dissolve it, all the reasons, because there's usually an opposite, and really understand that. And when you've dissolved that, then that life will be there. But if you do this to get that life, that's your, again, what's the word I'm looking for? You are you're continuing the pattern, you're hardening the pattern. So what it is we really need to just look at the truth of our behaviors, look internally, curate that, dissolve that, curate it without curating, dissolve that, and then you'll see what life gives you. And you'll see. I'm not going to say you're going to be not disappointed. I'm telling you this because this is what I've done, and it's beyond my wildest dreams. And people coming back to the tweet, they're saying, "Oh, that's my life goal. That's what I'm working towards. I'm going to get that." I can't go into the tweet and go, "Hey, hang on a second. You're going to get caught like everyone else is in the trap of the mind." No mental action. Observe the mind to effortlessly non-do. And so on that, I will I'll talk more about it. If you'd like me to talk more about it, I will. That's just like a primer. I see that there's a really big need, that everyone wants to get out of the rat race. I'll give you a little shot of where I am. Now over here, just on the other side of that wall, that is where I go most mornings, and it's an outdoor swimming pool on the rocks, and you just get perfect light which energizes your mitochondria. We are light bulbs, we're just batteries, by the way. So you want to get out the side as much as you can, light, and you're near the water, you drink water, you're near water, and your bare feet in the ground to energize your body through that magnetic current, and that your energy is going to go, and you can only create and change yourself by how much energy you have. So you have to be working on that at the same time. You have to look after your body, which is the same as any plant. Like, look at that tree, look how green that is. That has got light, it's got good nourishment, and its feet are in the soil, so it's healthy, and it's non-doing, so more non-doing to do. And any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Asking the questions. Let me just plug that back in. Hopefully you can still hear me. Hopefully that didn't screw up the audio. All right, thanks so much. I'll end that there and talk to you all soon.